Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Focus on viable solutions. Viable solutions. I'm going to tell you what, when we're facing problems, a lot of times people just like to talk about it or fret about it, say, oh, this problem is happening and oh, it's so bad. And oh, yeah, there's a place to talk about that, but then it comes time for the solution. It comes time for a viable solution. Sometimes people might have a solution that, shall we say, is more of a fantasy. It's more wishful thinking. See, understand something with any problem. And I learned this from an elder nearly over a decade ago. And I will never forget what he said. I've just met this guy one time. And just as an aside, when sometimes you will get a solution to something coming from a place that you're not even thinking about. Always pay attention. Always pay attention. You never know when someone will hit you with that wisdom. And one of the things he said, no matter what the problem is, there's always a solution. You just have to think about it. See, a lot of times people think, oh, how am I going to solve this? There's always a solution. Every single problem that's man-made, there is a solution. Even when there are issues that are caused by nature, there's still even a solution to that. There's a solution to that as well. If all the solution is just a reaction to it, if all the solution is just saying, okay, this is how I will deal with it, that is still a viable solution. That's the key thing to understand. Sometimes people, they get too caught up in how everything is making them feel and they take a negative view of everything. No, if there's a problem, you can solve it. And that's the most important thing. You want to solve that problem. So you got to think in terms of, okay, what can I do to solve this problem? What can I do to solve this problem? What can I do to make it better? And I'm going to tell you what, there's always a possibility. As long as you have the ability to think, to reason, to keep your peace about you, you can solve the problem. Like when you have, I'm going to tell you what, and I've talked about this before, and it's very important to keep up with this. When there's a problem, stop and think about it. Even sleep on it. The elders used to say, let me sleep on it. Now, only time you can't really do it like that is a definite situation where you have to solve something right then and there. You got to solve the issue right then and there. Okay. But most other things, you have time. You have time to think about it. You have time to deal with it. How often have we had maybe a few weeks to deal with something, and then when we took our time, we dealt with it effectively? Because when you get upset or you're rushing or you think there's no hope, well, you're not going to solve anything. But when you sit there and you think, okay, let me chill. Let me look at everything. Everything becomes open to you. Think about just being at peace. Just being at peace. Because the elders knew that. The elders, that's why they say they would sleep on it. How often have we gone to sleep, had a problem, say, you know what, I'll deal with this in the morning. And then when you wake up, all of a sudden the solution is there. Let me get a little deep with y'all. That's because your mind isn't cluttered with anything else. Your mind is not cluttered with anything else. You can focus purely on the solution to that problem. And you will tend to find it. But you have to be focused on it to begin with. Don't have the attitude, oh, this is a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. What you're going to do is you're going to meditate. You're going to pray. You're going to solve that problem. Because even with prayer, somebody, you might have someone who say, well, isn't that a fantasy? No. All the prayer does is open your mind up to the possibility that the problem can be solved. That's a very important consideration. But to even get to that point, You gotta say, okay, this is a problem. I can solve it. You know, and especially with the technology we have today. I mean, you might have to do some internet searches. Somebody might have gone through the problem before, especially with the technology these days. One of the things I found when something comes up and I don't have any familiarity with it, the first thing I do is just, hey, Google is your friend. It really is. Yeah, I hope to get blessed for that free advertisement I just gave them. But it is. There's many a time something to come up that I'm not familiar with, or I needed something. I'll say, okay, let me look this up real quick. And then I'll find the answer because likely someone else has gone through it. Or having just a good social circle around you. Somebody might have gone through the same thing. But whatever the thing is, you got to focus on the viable solution, which means we're talking the thing that will actually work. And it can happen. Understand that. Understand that. Because there's nothing new under the sun, even with the technology out. There's nothing new. Problems are problems. Issues are issues. Somebody has solved it before. And if you don't have any experience with it, hey, you could figure it out or find some information somewhere. But you have to focus on it. Focus. I can't emphasize that word, focus on it. I've seen too many people go through a situation where they're all over the place. They're getting upset. And yes, it's not a good feeling. You're going through an issue. It's easy to be like, oh, this is a problem. I've seen witness people do this. I was like, calm down. Chill out. You can find something. You can find something with it. So, look, everything, I don't care what it is, you can find a solution for it. Every problem can be solved, every single one. Every single one. All you have to do is mainly stop, breathe, take your time, get in touch with whatever your spiritual path is to help center you. And then look for the viable solution. So I want y'all to really consider that, and I want y'all to have a great day today. Peace and blessings.